If I do my job properly, whose business is it what I do in my private life? Well, here's something for you to discuss. Principle 8, which asks teachers to demonstrate honesty and integrity and uphold public trust, is the only one in that list which refers to the behaviours of a teacher outside of the context of their working life, of their professional position. And some people will challenge that and say, what's it got to do with me? I'm keeping my private life separate from my professional life. Why should I be accountable for what happens in my private life? How can I uphold public trust?
It's not a 9-to-5 job or an 8:30 to 3 job. You go home and people look to you in the community. Like with the doctor, you're not going to want to see your doctor out getting drunk on a Saturday night and dragging themselves home. You expect to be professional 24/7.
Like I said, people are looking up to you, aren't they?
If it affects the way people think about you and the way people act towards you, then it's going to affect your job.
Yeah.
If you were getting drunk every weekend and a parent saw you, or a friend of a parent saw you, and that was passed along in Chinese whispers, you know, anything could be said about you. And I think it's the same with like smoking weed and stuff like that. I mean, that's different because it is illegal, but again, Chinese whispers.
Because it's like you said, it's a life choice, isn't it? If you're choosing to be in a profession, then you can't risk getting drunk or smoking drugs or...
Because it's like the whole accountability thing. How can a parent trust you to look after their children if you're doing things that are illegal?
And you're not looking after yourself properly, I suppose.
Once you get into discussion with students, you realise actually that's what they are thinking and talking about, because their reputations are involved. Their reputations as individual teachers, the reputation of their school, the reputation of the teaching profession is very much a part of what they're aware of. And that is also upholding public trust. What do the public expect of you that's different from plumbers, car mechanics? What are they expecting of you that's different from other professionals?
You can't exactly stand there with a parent stood toe to toe having a Barney because little Johnny isn't doing as well as they think they are, and you're saying to the parent, look, I'm really sorry, and the parent suddenly starts becoming aggressive. You've got to still show diplomacy. You can't exactly swing a punch just because they have, because that's just not on. And you lose your job, you lose your professionalism, and you've lost your argument as well.
I think it is seeing somebody that's an upright citizen, a prime example of somebody within the citizenship. There's a role model for your child.
Go on, say more about what a role model is.
Well, just the way that they behave and conduct themselves. It's all about the modelling, really. That's what you would expect for your child.
I think you have to behave in a responsible way because you're respected by people in the community as well. They seem to have like an idea of how you should behave. So, for example, if you're on a night out with your friends and you're blind drunk in a club, people will look at you and say, she's a teacher as well, and your job is defining who you are. They see you as a teacher. You're not just that girl that lives around the corner who likes to have fun with her friends. She's a teacher, and you're not supposed to behave in that way.
You're a citizen as well. As you said something very interesting, I thought, about you're Katie first and a teacher second. Go on, say more about that.
Well, it's not because I don't want to be a teacher, because obviously I really want to be a teacher, but it was just like, as a lot of us in here are, like straight out of school to college and straight here, we're only just turning 21, so we're still really young. A lot of us haven't got proper, settled lives yet, so it's important that we still have that. I don't want to miss out on having a life just because I'm a teacher, but I do want to be a teacher, and I understand how important that is as well, but I do want to have a life.
Yeah. That reflected perfectly, I thought, the dilemma that all teachers will have in merging their professional and their personal identities, because none of these students, and none of the ones that I've met in recent years, have really contested the idea that becoming a teacher is actually not just about the competences and skills that they need to teach, but it's a role. Actually, it's being a role model.